Welcome to the Fight Night special podcast. I'm Gareth Davis here at Wembley Arena with the one and only Spencer Oliver. What a day we have had. One of the biggest cards ever announced. We've got some stars joining us in a minute. 12 promoters involved in this card, headlined by Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin, with a raft of other heavyweights. Never seen the like of it in our time, I don't think.
No.
This is the beginning. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh spoke as well to say that he is a boxing fan. They're putting these cards together for boxing fans and for the boxing community and for the fighters. Spence, your immediate reaction to this tonight?
A historic moment, you know, like you say, there are 12 promoters brought this show together, you know, Turki Al-Sheikh.
Can you name them all?
Turki Al-Sheikh, the Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, you know, delivering this and making it in quick time, Gareth, as well. This turnaround has been absolutely insane. This is showing the
game
time.
changer.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Frank Warren talks about being a game changer. We didn't know exactly what that was. Then you looked at it and said, what, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou, is that the game changer? No, the game changer is what is happening here. This is the beginning of something very special.
It's the investment in boxing that was needed to get these very, very big fights over the line. Today, we've got to say this because Eddie Hearn's going to join us in a moment. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren on the same dais, under the same umbrella together. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder on the same stage together. Dimitri Salita, Shelley Finkel, all these guys together. They are all working together, and I'm going to name. Oh, here he is! Here he is. Amir Khan's in the room. Amir Khan's in the room. Are we? Dimitri, no, come on in a minute. Dimitri's here. I didn't realise he was standing next to me. Dimitri,
you saw my name. My ears got red, and I said, "What's going on?"
Look, let me ask you. How amazing is it to have an event like this with everyone working together, 12 promoters and managers working together?
Absolutely amazing. For the sport to grow, we have to be inclusive, not exclusive. We have to work together. We have to make the sport grow. We have to make the biggest and the best fights. Not just talk about them, but make them. And it seems to be that the key factors are in place for that to happen. It's quite an incredible card. I'm so excited as a boxing fan to check it out from A to Z.
Dimitri, did you think in your lifetime that you was actually going to see this? Like, we never thought we'd see Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, you know, in the same room, you know, on the same. But
that's wrong, isn't it? But it's wrong.
No, it is wrong. But I'm saying, did you think you see this in your lifetime? And Saudi Arabia is a big part of that.
So let me tell you, I'm from the United States. Every reporter that I did an interview with asked me the same question. So obviously, the beef in the United States between Eddie and Frank is significant.
It's famous.
It's famous. Seems to be famous. But you know, it's like Bob Arum and Don King, I guess, back in the day, right?
Absolutely,
absolutely. But we have to come together to make the biggest and the best fights. The personalities and the likes and the dislikes should not make a difference into the fights that we make and to what we present to the fans. The fighters need opportunities, and the fans need the fights.
Fans have complained about fights not being made for a long time, but maybe this is the catalyst for not accepting what we've accepted for too long, and that this will change. However long Saudi Arabia wants investment in boxing is up to them, but maybe it's teaching us what should be happening. The glue should be there, because we are unstuck at the moment.
Absolutely, and I follow you on social media, and you voice these opinions very often, and I appreciate it as a boxing fan that the boxing press and now the promoters and the fighters make the initiative to fight each other to make the biggest and the best fights and make the sport grow. In the United States, with HBO leaving the sport some years ago, and now Showtime, it's a big blow to the business, and it's a changing time, and we have to take it in stride and take the steps to make the sport grow further and wider than ever before.
Thank you very much, Dimitri. We're going to thank you for now, because we've got about 9 guests coming in. Great to see you. Thank you very much. We'll see you in Riyadh, December 23rd.
Thank you, sir.
I think we're going to get Eddie Hearn in with us a moment.
Yeah.
Very well made points, obviously part of Gerald Miller's team. Otto Wallin, Eddie Hearn is going to join us. Eddie, let me ask you first of all, how did it feel today to be up there? You said some very salient things. Maybe it is time the boxing world came together as supporters of the sport and fans of the sport.
Yeah, I think it was going to take something like this. I think, you know, one of the keys was the short period of time that we had. No one had any time to think about it. No one had any time to watch old interviews and think, actually, I don't. He said that.
Love at first sight.
It was. It was like, look, and our instructions were very clear from His Excellency, as was Frank's. I don't care, like all this stuff between you guys. This is what I want. Make it happen.
Eddie, this is purely a changing of the times, though, isn't it? I mean, historic moment. You, Frank, on there. No one thought we'd see that in our lifetime, but not just you two. 12 promoters bringing this show together, and the quick turnaround that it was. Changing of the times.
I've always said that. I truly believe if the deal's right, if the situation's right, if the opportunity's there for our fighters, we'll do what we can to make it happen. And this was a big opportunity for AJ. This was a big opportunity for Dimitri Bivol. This was a massive opportunity for Jai Opetaia. And they were my 3 fighters who, were requested to be on the card. We jumped at the opportunity. We met with His Excellency on Monday night, and that's how quickly it was done.
It's almost like boxing needed this mediation and this financial.
People are not too close. They don't care. They don't want to hear it.
But they've got the money to put forward as well, which gets it over the line.
But we have a vision for boxing. We obviously, we have a budget to grow the sport in Saudi Arabia, to bring major events here. Like, he doesn't care about who said what on IFL.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you've been over there with another group, obviously involved in this group now. I mean, you two weren't there for the Riyadh season opening a couple of weeks ago. It was extraordinary. It was one of the biggest events I've ever been involved in. I think we're getting another one now. We'll probably get 3 more next year, or maybe even 4. Why tonight did Anthony turn to you to ask you the questions? Was that
out of respect? I don't know.
Respect to you,
maybe. I mean, listen, I came to this party late. 10 days ago. I'm happy to be here. There's going to be big fights that we're all involved with in Saudi Arabia. I guess for AJ, it was like, this is my promoter. He's asking me the questions.
He
not
seemed angry though,
Eddie.
I know AJ very well.
I think
is that what rattled him?
Yeah, 100%. He was fine, AJ. But when Jarrell Miller started talking smack to him, he wasn't going to have it.
Basically.
Because we know what happened in that fight. I wish, I had a few words with him after. I was petrified, albeit. But
Jarrell Miller.
Yeah, but
You got some hands, so you can throw some hands.
No, he's a big lump. That's a great fight with Dubois, by the way. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm not mad on that fight for Daniel Dubois, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But it's a very good fight. And listen, there's a lot of history there. It was very painful at the time what happened, and we'll see where the future holds. But I like what I saw from AJ, and in the head-to-head with Wallin. Can
I ask? Are you optimistic? Obviously, Wilder and Joshua need to win. Your guy and their guy needs to win. Do you think we'll see that fight in February, March, April next year?
We know
Sorry, not February. March, April.
We know what the plans are. We know what everybody wants, and they have a good track record of making things happen when they want things to happen. We're happy to take that fight. He does want to become world champion. There may be a fight with Hrgovic in the interim for the world title, but everybody wants the Wilder fight. I think Wallin's a tough fight for AJ. 6 weeks out, southpaw, it's tricky. And
he's only lost to Fury.
And he's confident,
Is this set up though, Eddie? Like, we've got Wilder there top of the bill, we've got Anthony Joshua there joint top of the bill as well. Is this set up for them to go next? I mean, is that the plan?
Is
that the plan?
When we
I know it's what the fight fans want.
When we had the meeting on Monday, and you heard it from His Excellency tonight, I want Joshua Wilder.
Sure.
And when that is what they want, 9 times out of 10, that's what'll happen.
Eddie, final thing, will you sigh a breath of relief if those two step into the ring? Because you've been trying to get those two together for 5 years, Wilder and Joshua.
Of course, we've got options, but we also appreciate Joshua Wilder. For me, is the biggest fight. If they both win on December 23rd, it's the biggest fight in boxing.
Sure.
So we want to make the biggest fights in boxing.
Bigger than the Undisputed?
Yes. If
Why?
they both win.
Why?
Because if they both win on the same night, because you're talking about 2 devastating athletes, 2 devastating punchers that can turn a fight with 1 punch.
You mean it will do more buys?
The Usyk Fury, great fight, amazing fight, undisputed. But for me, the one that can turn anybody's lights out in a moment is Joshua Wilder.
Right, we're moving you out to move one of your fighters in. Thank you very much, Eddie. Please don't walk off because someone else wants to interview you.
Right, there we go.
We've got Dimitri Bivol, who I think is not high up enough in the pound for pound list. It's nice to move Eddie on and get you in, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, Dimitri, a massive night here, in Saudi Arabia, 23rd of December. How pleased are you to be involved in this?
I'm so thankful to be the part of this big event. It's great. I want to say thank you to Saudi Arabia and Turki Al Sheikh, what he's making, not only for me, for boxing, for boxers, for boxing fans, because I think both of these guys deserve their own show, and we will see.
Well, about 8 of you deserve your own show.
Yeah.
You were out there at the Riyadh season. We spoke at the gala dinner.
Yeah.
Is it unbelievable to see this come to life 2 weeks later, or did you know this was going to happen?
I knew it. I knew that we will talk about these fights, and I thought like soon, maybe on December, maybe in the Fury Usyk I will fight, but I didn't want to talk about it because it was far.
You were there with Beterbiev and you faced off with him. Obviously you faced Lyndon Arthur, who's been a world champion himself. He's a very strong contender. You have to take him very seriously. If Beterbiev beats Smith in January and you win in December, do you expect them to bring Beterbiev and yourself together in Saudi Arabia next year?
Of course, I'm ready to fight for all of belts, but I don't want to talk about it now because I don't want to look behind his back.
How highly do you rate Lyndon Arthur? What do you know about him? How highly do you rate him?
I don't know about him too much, but I know he's the champion of the world IBO, and he's disciplined. He has good boxing skills. And he's tall. Of course, I will take him serious.
Well, he's the most dangerous man in the world for you right now, isn't he? That's what he is.
Of course,
you know,
Every time when I'm gonna fight, I look at my opponent like he's the dangerous fighter in the world.
What if they suggested bringing Canelo to Saudi next year to fight you? Because obviously, that's a fight. He wants a rematch with you at some point.
He wants. He doesn't want. Doesn't matter.
Is he running scared from you?
I don't. I beat at him. Just close the subject, and I'm looking forward for my weight class,
Sure.
and he has his own deals. That's it.
Would you beat him up though for money again? Come on.
You know, we could talk. What if?
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about what
Fair
if.
enough.
You know.
There was talk about, though, you maybe even going down to super middleweight at one point to fight him. Could you possibly make super middleweight, or is light heavyweight just a division?
I told it before.
You look super middleweight right now.
Yeah, I'm not a big guy, of course. Yeah, and
Super middleweight's possible.
It's possible, of course. I told it before, and it's possible. But now I focus. I have plan now.
Sure.
I will move on my weight division. You know.
Yeah. Brilliant. Dimitri, always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. No, you're a legend.
Yeah, a legend.
Absolute
and
legend.
Pound for pound star. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Cheers, Dimitri. Thank you. Well, we've had 2 Dimitris on the show so far. Who's coming up next? It's the one and only, the Omen, back with me. Yeah, he was looking over his shoulder there.
Yeah, I was looking somewhere, but we've mopped everyone up now.
I've got 4 staff running around at the moment, trying to bring in our next guest.
Well, do you know what?
So hopefully that will come soon. Eddie Hearn has gone behind the screen. He's still doing interviews. Let's go back to the card.
Yeah.
You know, what's that? We've got Frank Warren coming shortly. Thank you very much. One of the staff prompting us there. Always helpful to have. There we go. They're even laughing at my jokes.
Yeah.
There we go. So it was generous, indeed it was.
Look, do you know what? Let's get back to this star-studded bill.
Exactly.
All on one evening. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Do you know what's blown me away with this, Gareth? Not the card itself, because you go, right, listen, cars, star-studded cards like that, you know, they do come around. Maybe this is the best one we've seen for a long time, but how quickly it was put together. I mean, we are talking weeks here. Well,
Eddie said that.
Insane.
There wasn't time to really dwell on it. It was either now or never. You do it or not. Can you not jostle me so much, please, or I'll knock you over? I'm only joking. Thank you very much. We're amongst friends here. They're only jokes. We aren't going to kick off on stage. Dan Barnard, Eddie Hearn's press guy, looking very serious right now, like he wants to get involved. We can bring you in. Come on in, Dan. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Hi guys, how's it
going? It's great. I wanted to bring you in because you used to work with Frank Warren.
I did indeed, yeah.
As a young man. Mm-hmm. You've been, I think, with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom 6 years now. Yeah. What was it like for you today to see both guys you worked with under the same roof for the first time?
Please tell me you left on good terms. That's the first thing.
Yeah, firstly, really warm reception from everyone here. It's great to see everyone under the same roof working towards the same goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never thought I'd see the day, being completely honest with you. Both guys up on the top table. I thought Dev done a really good job.
That's Dev Sani who was doing the presenting.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. But no, it's fantastic. Great to see George, Warren, Bianca, Emma, a few of the other people from the office. So yeah, it's been quite a few years since I've actually seen them. But you know, I deal with Matt Rich, Dev Sani as well. But yeah, just a great
serious
day.
question though. When you're involved in media terms, how much easier is it going to be when all the glue's together and everyone's stuck together for an event like this?
So much
because
easier,
yes, exactly. Because you're not kind of tripartite, if you know what I mean. You're not one camp over there, one camp over there, one camp over there. As we mentioned, 12 promoters and managers involved in this. So the storylines can be told, and no one's saying, right, no, it's our vein. TV deals have got to be set yet, but I think it makes everyone's life easier.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts in the background, and like Frank said, it sounds like George and Eddie and Frank Smith did a lot of the quick work in the behind the scenes for the past few days, so I'm sure it's really stressful for them, but yeah, it makes life a lot easier. You know, you've got Matt Rich, Mel PR, Melissa, there's so many people.
There's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, isn't there? People don't see, But yeah, to put this sort of stuff together is quite incredible, quite remarkable. We've got these promoters under one roof, like you say, so much bitching between all of them, you know, all on the different networks, bitching between, all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
You know,
right,
the sound
we better run because Frank's coming in a minute.
And
thank you for coming on. Yeah. So I think we're going to be joined by Hall of Fame promoter Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, within a few feet of each other. We just love this.
Do you know what?
Here he is.
You said Eddie Hearn. Did you see the look Frank just give you then when you said Eddie Hearn?
Listen, because he's James Bond, really. Yeah. Or Brooke Bond, as he always tells me.
Brooke Bond.
Come on.
Frank, we never thought we'd see the day, you and Eddie, up on the top table, and it all went pretty well, to be fair.
Well, their fights are done. All the hard work's been done, except for the guys now. They've got the hard work fighting. Look, it's all done.
12 managers or 12 promoters all together under the same umbrella, fighters from all over the world. Amazing.
It's more than 12.
Is it? Is it more?
We're working with 12 different promoters.
Yeah,
That's what's happening. You know, there's Queensbury, there's Seller, there's Spencer and his company Gold Star, so there's more than that. But we work, the teams, as I said, up there, and it's very important to know that all of them, His Excellency, Dr. Rakan, Seller, everybody works hard together, works hard on there to get those contracts down, to get all those parties to agree to the various contracts in a very short space of time. It's testament to everybody involved, my staff, their staff, George, my son. Everybody works hard to make it happen, and it's happening. And we've got everybody here today, and with my friend His Excellency, we're flying. This is the first of many.
Do you feel a deep degree of satisfaction that boxing can turn a corner here, and that you know what our rivalries and enmities, they'll always be there because you are all very competitive, that we can get the fights on in this era that we really need, certainly in the heavyweight division?
Look, at the end of the day, money makes fights, and that's what's making this happen. The money's making that. Everybody's getting what they want, and it's been fantastic.
I mean, Frank, what's the future looking like, you know, out in Saudi Arabia? You know, there's rumours circulating, you know, we're looking at October, we're looking at March, we're looking at February 17th, loads of dates being flown around. Is it realistic? Are we going to get the fights that we've been craving for the best part of 4 or 5 years?
Look up there. Where's
no, that looks great. Yeah, but
they've gone. Somebody nicked me fight. they're there, right? All those fights.
Where are they, Frank?
They're there to happen. They're all going to happen, and there's more. And we've got a big press conference, as you know, tomorrow. There's another press conference to announce the biggest fight. The biggest fight in world boxing.
How big?
Biggest fight in world boxing.
Frank? Who are we talking? Can we have
know what the biggest fight in world boxing for the undisputed heavyweight title? We're going to
your imagination, but we got a massive big thing, and we're all looking forward to that. And it's another one that will be announced, and I can't wait. This is the most exciting time I've had in boxing.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear, and I share that with you.
And it is, and I've had some fabulous moments and been involved in some brilliant fights. But this is like another level.
And I'm so glad you said that, because people always complain about something, and this is. You said game changer a few months back. This is the game changing right now.
That's what it was. It was going to be a game changer. It is a game changer, and now we're going to, and it'll get better. and it will get better.
I mean, everyone thought it was going to be Fury and Ngannou, which was the game changer. People umming and ahhing, is that really what you call a game
But
changer?
it was a game
now,
changer,
yeah,
weirdly.
He's
now a
was
player.
the thing that no one knew it, and now we do.
That was the key to the door.
Yeah,
And that's what
absolutely.
I said at the time. I said this will be this moment in this sport. It will be a game changer, and so that is how it's turned out to be.
What's really gratifying is to hear you say that this is the most monumental time in your career, because you've seen so many transmogrifications, if you like, in boxing. So many people come and go, huge events. That week in Riyadh a couple of weeks ago was enormous. Do you only see the events getting bigger and bigger and bigger then?
Well, that was a massive event. It was a massive event. But what I do see happening now is look, there's big fights to be made.
Apparently, Frank.
All the different weights, and they want to get rid of us now. I know that, so I'm going to sod.
Well,
off.
no, apparently there's more big fights to be made, so you've got to leave us again.
Yeah, but I'll be back in 10 minutes. We've made a leave.
More news. Brilliant. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you so much, Frank, and brilliant stuff today. Well, you've been watching. I won't call it Fight Night Extra. It is a Fight Night Extra.
Fight Night Special.
It's a Fight Night Special. It's a Fight Night Extra. It's a Fight Night podcast. It's a midweek extravaganza. It's unbelievable. Got the man with me, Spencer Oliver.
I got the G with me. The big G.
There's always change in boxing. Sometimes it has not always been for the better, but this is a change that we will celebrate forever. It's coming. Peace out.